St. Augustine said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only a page." I really like traveling, and I really like going places, and I haven't been able to do a whole lot of that because of my knee. I'm starting to go more places though, and so I guess this video is kind of like a bragging video because I can do more stuff now. Yay! I can walk on crutches, and I had that magnificent wheelchair, and I am getting really good at using my leg more, and I'm really excited about all of those things. So allow me a little bit of celebrating, because I think it's important to celebrate small victories along the way, especially when you're on a long journey. You gotta stop and take time and say, hey, I'm not at the end of this, but I'm a lot farther than where I was, and that's worth being excited about. My leg itself is starting to look a lot better, and the scars are starting to heal. That's the main incision, and the others are covered up by the brace, but you can see it's starting to look a lot better. So yes, I can walk on crutches, and my legs kind of move normally, and I put one foot in front of the other, and it's really exciting. Also, I did a really cool thing for the first time in physical therapy. I lifted my leg on my own, by myself, with nobody holding it. It was so exciting. We were doing like assisted leg lifts in PT, and my physical therapist turned around to give me a break, and I was like, I just want to see if I can do this, and I focused really hard, and usually I feel like somebody trying to use the force because you're like thinking and nothing's happening. But this time something actually happened, and very slowly my leg lifted into the air. And I was so excited. I think if I could have, I would have danced. So the other day I went out for like the first time to go and give a speech at my former high school. And that was really exciting, and I got to see a lot of people I had missed. I'm in the car. I'm actually on my way to my old high school to speak at their Model UN conference. Last time I went and spoke at something is when this whole thing started, so today we're using a wheelchair because I'm not taking any chances. But it's kind of nice because I got to dress up a little bit, and I've got my handy dandy crutches, and I'm getting out of the house, and see, I do get off the couch from time to time, which is also exciting. Discussion, and this is Ellie.
Hi,
Say hi. Ellie, tell us a little bit about yourself and like things that make you happy.
Okay, I'm Ellie, and I have an identical twin sister. She looks exactly like me, and I am the student government president at MND, so I'm following Britt's amazing legacy. And some things that make me happy are chocolate and my dog Samson. He's really cute and he's really big.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Labrador and Bernese mix, and he's black and he has these big little ears, and then he smiles whenever he wants his dinner. He comes up to me at 5 o'clock exactly, and he bugs me and gives me fake love until I feed him.
Aww, dogs are always a good time.
They are.
It's kind of noisy because we're at a middle school conference and they're all talking, and we're recording this vlog, so you can see all the people. They're all debating human rights issues.
Yeah, we hope.
They're also more stylish than I could ever hope to be.
Yeah, some of them are dressed nicer than any of the clothing in my wardrobe.
True. But to be fair, most of your wardrobe clothing and mine is uniform stuff. So
true. Polo and a skirt with a broken zipper.
It's always a good time. So more on this later, but Ellie is an incredible human being, and I'm glad she gets to be in my vlog today.
I'm so excited to be in her vlog.
Yay. Another thing that I talked about with people at my high school, I talked to one of my teachers and we were discussing how inconvenient it is to not be able-bodied and trying to move around in America. Don't get me wrong, we've come a long way in accessibility in the US, but we're still really far from where we should be. And you don't realize that until you are, in some way, shape, or form, handicapped. I mean, when we went to a bookstore, there are handicap ramps to get up and down places, and there's an elevator and a handicap bathroom, but there were benches in the middle of the aisle that I couldn't maneuver the wheelchair around, and there were chairs at the end and I couldn't turn around to get into the next aisle. And it was frustrating. We should be more handicap accessible. Another thing I've thought about is that unless you can drive in the United States, you can't get around places easily. And it's made me understand why so many older people fight so hard to be allowed to drive still. Because having to rely on people to take you places is really frustrating. And when you're younger, it's not too bad because you've never known the freedom of driving before. And also most of your friends live right down the street where you're taking the bus to school. But when you're older, if you want to go to the store, if you want to go see a friend who lives across town, if you want to go out to the movies, you have to get other people to take you places, and other people are busy doing things and don't always have the time for that. In Europe, there are trains and really good bike paths and buses and really, really good public transportation, and unless you live in New York City or Chicago, you don't really get that in America. And I think we really need to rethink the way that we use transportation. Yes, cars are nice to have. I love driving. I love being able to just go places. But I think it would be a lot better for a lot more people if transportation was easier to access, if people could go places on trains and on buses and on bikes, because even when you can't drive then, you have a way to get places. Everybody wants to be able to go places and see the world. And I think everybody should. Going places, meeting new people, it teaches you really important things, and you begin to understand the world a lot better. And I think that when we begin to become aware of the world around us and the communities outside of our own communities and homes and towns and cities, when we see people from other countries and other walks of life, we gain compassion, and that's a really, really important thing to have as human beings. So go places, travel, see the world. It's so big. There's so many places to go. Get on a train or a bus or a plane or a boat, get in a car, go walk if you have 2 good legs or a wheel or a crutch. Do what you do and go see what's waiting. Read more pages of this great global book. And then tell me about them because I would love to hear your stories. Until next time.